to my channel. So this is my second video, and I just wanted to kind of do a update video. I believe the last time I had posted a video was about a week ago, I want to say, around the 27th, 26th, something like that of April, and it is now May 9th, so tomorrow's Mother's Day. So to all of you guys watching who are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you guys. And to you guys who are soon to be mothers, happy Mother's Day to you as well. So I just wanted to give you a little update of what's been going on in my life, what's been going on with my plan here to go through the clinic and to start my IUI process. So, it is May 9th, and Arizona has started opening up some different places. So I think it was on Friday they opened up the salons, the hair salons. As you can see, I got my hair done. Honestly, it's not really what I wanted. I wanted a little more blonde. I asked for caramel highlights, and it looks like she just kind of put a lot of brown in my hair, so you really can't tell. But that's okay. I know that was kind of off on a tangent, but I just am looking at myself in this camera, and I can kind of see the highlights, like over here. But anyways, so Arizona had opened up like salons, nail salons, hair salons on Friday, and their next things that they're going to be opening up on, I want to say the 11th, is going to be like some restaurants and places to go eat. And people out here, I don't know if it's the same way by where you guys are at, but people out here are just dying to go outside, dying to go to a restaurant, dying to get their hair done. You know, it's been about 2 months we've all been kind of locked in here, and I'm sure you guys understand because it's probably been the same for you, if not longer, especially if you live in an area like New York, California, Washington, the states that were hit pretty hard, or even in a different country. But yeah, everybody's just dying to go outside here. So on Friday, like I said, they had opened up the salons, and the traffic on the roads on Friday when I was trying to go to the store to get something was insane. I mean, the rush hour and the stopping on the freeways, and it's like, whoa, people, just because, you know, the governor has allowed us to go outside of our homes does not mean that miraculously this virus has gone away. So, I mean, I was seeing people at the stores without masks on, like, or if they did have a mask, they were just covering their face. They had their nose out. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, things are opening up here, and I just don't feel like people are being very safe about it, and I'm not really sure how long this is gonna last if people are not careful with spreading their germs. So please, 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 if you're going out and you're enjoying being outside, that's awesome. I had a great time being able to go get out of my house, but please be safe. Okay, wear a mask, make sure your face is covered, your nose is covered. Okay, you don't want to, I know it, a lot of people think that it doesn't protect them, it protects others, which is true, but if all of us are wearing masks, then we're protecting we're protecting ourselves, we're protecting everybody else. So just be safe, okay? This video is not about COVID, so I'm going to stop talking about that. Anyways, but so in my last video, if you remember, I had spoken about how excited I was that my clinic had wrote me back, and they had, they wrote me back and said that they were looking forward to getting me pregnant, and that they had to contact it was the nurse practitioner that wrote me, and that she had to contact the scheduler to get me on schedule, because even though I am not planning on actually doing the IUI until maybe June or July, I hope it's not July, I really want to do it in June, but since, that's when I want to do it because, you know, of things in life right now with my house and things like that. I kind of spoke about that in my first video. She had to contact the scheduler, and they were letting me know that it probably would be, even though it's not until June that I wanted to get this done, but it'd probably be a very good idea to get me on the books to do my consult at least and get all the basic testing done. I think they had spoken about maybe an HSG. Ooh, I've heard horrible things about that. What do you guys think? I mean, have any of you had that done? I've heard it's really painful, so I'm not looking forward to that. But I mean, I guess if I'm going to be birthing a child, that's, you know, probably going to be very painful in itself. But whatever, I'll do whatever I need to do to become a mom. So I think they were speaking of an HSG to check to make sure that my fallopian tubes were good and there was no blockages. As of right now, I am not aware of any fertility issues that I have. But of course, you know, I'm going through a fertility clinic as a single mom by choice. And they want to make sure that, you know, things are good before we start this whole process. So, and it's very expensive. So, I would hate to go through all of this just to find out that it was a waste of money because something was clogged or blocked or whatever it is. So yes, HSG they were talking about, I think that's what it's called, and some blood work. They were talking about that, so I'm gonna have to get that all set up. I don't know when that is going to happen yet. My consult appointment, they did get back to me. My consult appointment is scheduled for May 18th at 1 p.m. So you can expect another video after May 18th with all of my updates on, you know, what they had told me, what to expect, you know, what specific testing they're going to be doing, when they're going to do it. I'm really going to try and update this channel as much as I can because I really want to make sure that this is very comprehensive and something to look back on for my child and myself in years to come. So yeah, so May 18th is the big day for the consult. So they are still not, even though they're starting to let people go into restaurants starting on Monday and going to like salons and stuff, the fertility clinic here in Arizona is not doing consults in person yet. Okay, so they're only seeing people on an emergency basis in the facility. And I think if you need some testing done and stuff like that. But as for consults and things that are not of an emergent nature, they are not allowing us to go into the clinic. So my consult is going to be done over the phone, and it's going to be done with the nurse practitioner, the one who had originally emailed me when I had contacted the clinic. And yeah, so that's going to be May 18th at 1 o'clock over the phone, which I believe is a Monday. So it's not, let me check my calendar real quick here. So it looks like it's not this Monday. So this Monday is going to be May 11th. It's going to be the next Monday. Okay, so we've got about 2 weeks before my consult is ready for me to go through. And I am just, guys, I'm just so excited. I don't even have words. Like, I am so freaking excited. You know, I know it's only on consult. I know I haven't gotten any testing done. I don't know what could potentially come up in testing. I hope nothing, obviously, but I'm excited. I'm totally excited. I just want to get this started, and in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be 35, so it'll be my birthday in 3 weeks, and my house has a closing date, which is May 26th, which is the day before my birthday. So my house is finally almost done, and you know, I was discussing with my father, who, if you remember in my previous video, was not super supportive of this. At least I didn't get that vibe from him, was not super supportive of me doing this single mom by choice via IUI. But we were discussing on Thursday, we had a father-daughter day type thing. I mean, it was full of chores. It was a bunch of like shopping, and I had to get an oil change for his car. I had to go pick him up, and we didn't want to have him sitting in the waiting area, with this COVID going on. So I went to go pick him up, spent the day together, and when we were driving back to go pick up his car, we were discussing that my new house is going to be done soon, and I had originally, before I decided wanting to go through the single mom by choice route, I was going to make one of the rooms a guest room, and then one of the other rooms, so there's 2 bedrooms, and then there's 1 master bedroom upstairs, and I was going to make one of the bedrooms an office, because I am a nurse educator, so I do a lot of computer work and a lot of working with students online, especially now. So I was going to make one of them an office, and then the other one was going to be a guest room. So with like a queen size bed, maybe a TV, some, like if I were to have somebody come visit me, they would stay in that room type of thing. And then I was kind of thinking, like, which room am I going to make my baby's room? When, right? When I become a mom, I mean, which of these rooms is going to be a baby room? So he was saying that I can combine the guest room with a crib for the baby and kind of put it all in one room. And then if somebody were to come visit me, they still had a bed to stay in. But I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not moving into a mansion, so these rooms are not that large to have a queen size bed in there, plus a crib. Plus, I mean, I'm sure you need like a dresser and, maybe like a little chair in there, if you do breastfeeding in the middle of the night, or if you're rocking your baby, or, I don't know. I felt like having a queen size bed and having a crib in one room was a little squishy. So I had discussed with my mom today because she had no idea, she wasn't there, she was at work, what my dad and I talked about on Thursday, and she was like, oh my gosh, no, your baby's room is going to need a crib, it's going to need a dresser, you might need a chair, you got to make that into a nursery. You can't, put a queen size bed in there, like it'd be way too squishy. So now, what she wants me to do is to make that extra room like a nursery room for when I have my baby, and then make my office like a guest room. So, again, that might be kind of squishy because I do have a desk and I have a bookshelf and office stuff, because when I moved out of my previous house, I was not planning on having a child or even thinking about this route like this seriously. So I had made my extra room an office, and I got office furniture, and I got an office chair, and I have a bookshelf in there to put all my textbooks that we use in class for my students, and just a bunch of paperwork and stuff that we use. And now I'm kind of regretting it, because now I feel like that office is going to be super squished, and I don't know, but I think I would much rather have my office stuff with the guest room rather than having the guest room in the nursery. What do you guys think? I mean, wouldn't that be kind of weird having a queen size bed in your baby's room? I don't know, it'd just be kind of weird. And if somebody were to stay over, obviously the baby wouldn't be in there. So I think my mom's idea of putting it into the office is going to be the best. So anyways, that was kind of fun to talk about, because like I said, my dad wasn't very supportive. At least I didn't think he was of this, but I think now that I keep talking about how excited I am, and I'm talking about, someday I'm going to have a child and you're going to be a grandpa, and, talking about sperm donors. And I mean, today I was showing some screenshots of some sperm donors that I had researched a couple days ago. Actually, it was a couple evenings ago. I couldn't sleep and I was researching sperm donors. And there were like 5 of them that I had screenshotted, and I was going over their biographies and their photos, their baby photos, and I haven't really subscribed or, done anything to any of the sperm donors and donation, all of that stuff. Honestly, I've just briefly looked through that. I'm not even at that step yet. So, and I want to make sure, with my clinic that they don't use, they don't recommend I use a specific sperm bank. And so really I was just kind of glancing at these one night. I just couldn't sleep and I was glancing at them, and I was discussing that with my mom today, and it was kind of cool because it's nice to, have your family involved. It's so nice. I still really don't think my family is 100% excited about the idea of how I'm doing this. Like I had mentioned in my previous video, I think they really would prefer it was the traditional way, and honestly I would too, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, right? Can't always get what you want. So I think I've kind of moved past getting married right now and having a family a traditional way. And I think what I want to do is I just want to do the single mom by choice. I want to go through with it. I'm going to be 35, and I feel like if I don't do this now, I could potentially lose my chance on being a mother. And even as a little girl, it's kind of weird. Even as a little girl, yeah, you always dream about your wedding day and wanting to get married and, all of that fun, exciting stuff, planning your wedding. But what I really, really, really wanted was to be a mom. And I think that this is the best way to go. So I'm going to do this. And that's not to say that I won't get married later on in life. Just because I'm becoming a mom doesn't mean I can't get married. But there is kind of a time restraint when it comes to being a mom. So there's no time restraint for getting married. So I think, well, at least I hope, I think I'm doing this okay. I think this is the correct way to go for me. So really can't really care too much about what others think, right? You've just got to believe in yourself. And I've met some awesome other people in these Facebook groups that I was talking about in my other video, and I think I've even found a couple people who live here in Arizona. So not exactly close, but not exactly far either, maybe 30 minutes away from me. So I don't know, it'd just be really cool to go through this with somebody who else, someone else who's going through the same thing as you. And once you both have your children, once I have my child and they have their child, we could be mom friends, and we can build a new relationship, a new friendship, and eventually, if our kids are close in age, they can play together and we can help each other out and be supportive for each other. And because, there's no one better to support you than someone who knows what you're going through. At least that's what I think. Now, my mom and dad, they're a traditional family, right? They got married. They were like high school sweethearts. They got married. They had me a couple years after they got married, and then they had my sister like 7 years later. And we are a traditional family. So I have a mom, I have a dad, I have a sister. So I just don't feel like they really understand. They're excited, but I don't think they understand what it's like. And, I gotta move this, guys, sorry. Okay. I know it's gonna be hard. I know that it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to pay for daycare because I work, and I'm gonna have to take care of my child in between, taking care of my students at work and working and grading. And, my hours aren't too crazy. They're like 7:30 to 5, maybe 8 to 5. Sometimes, sorry, I'm just my hair. I'm just not used to having this straight hair. But 7:30 to 5 or 8 to 5, something like that. unfortunately, it's Monday through Friday, so I will need to pay for daycare. But yeah, I don't know. I think I can do it. I used to be a pediatric nurse, and I've worked with pediatrics for 3 years. I've, taken care of babies. I've taken care of mothers. I've, taken care of, changing diapers and feeding. And I don't know. I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but I think I can do it. I hope I can do it at least. But if I ever need help, I know I have my support system. And this week was actually kind of sad because I'm going to tell you a little story. And I'm sorry, guys. This video is like 20 minutes. So again, I'm rambling. So after this, I'll probably cut off the video. But so this week, my sister and I actually got into a huge fight over something stupid, and honestly, it was the stupidest thing in the world. It really was the stupidest thing in the world. So what had happened is it was actually Thursday, and it was the day that I was spending with my dad, and she was home because she was supposed to be studying for a final, and I was upstairs. So my room right now is literally across the room from hers. So I was upstairs and I was over here. I'm pointing at my printer. You guys can't see it, but that's where my printer is. And I was over here and I was trying to change the ink in the printer. And then I was trying to scan some documents because my loan officer needed some documents for the house. And it was giving me trouble. Okay, for some reason, every time I would go into the scanning app on the phone, it would just kick me out for some reason. And I was getting frustrated. And if you guys remember, in my previous video, you probably heard the fan going because I had told you it was like 102, 103 degrees. And it's gotten hotter since then. It's now, 106, 107. We're getting June weather here in May. So, and if you remember correctly, I told you my room here that I'm staying in has horrible insulation. So it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like beat middle of the day. It was hot in here. I was sweating. I mean, I was literally dripping sweat. It was disgusting. I was dripping sweat. Trying to put this printer together, and this lone lady is like bothering the heck out of me, emailing me, we need those papers because we're going to close on the house. We can't do it without those papers. Like, we're closing disclosure and all this stuff that she needed. And so I was up here trying to work on it. And she had texted me, because she didn't know I was up here, but she had texted me, are you downstairs? And I said, no, I'm not. I am up here working on the printer. I am not downstairs. So finally I gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm getting hot. My head is starting to hurt. I'm sweating. Like, I don't feel good. And the heat was just making me feel like nauseous almost. And I had a headache. And so I ended up just giving up on that for that time. And I turned the printer off and I went downstairs and I sat downstairs where it's a lot cooler on the couch. And I was sitting down there just, trying to cool off. Well, she had texted me again because she knew I went downstairs, and she's like, hey, can you come back upstairs and bring me some medication? My stomach is hurting. So she wanted some Pepto-Bismol. Her stomach was hurting. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You couldn't tell me this when I was upstairs, or my dad was downstairs. You couldn't tell him. I could have met him halfway on the stairs rather than me go all the way back downstairs. So whatever. So I said, yeah, that's fine, but I'm not coming all the way back upstairs because remember, I did not feel good. I had a headache. I was sweating. So I said, I will meet you halfway. Now, let me tell you something. Earlier in the day, she was complaining her stomach was hurting. And she had told me, excuse me, she had told me it was from ovulation cramps. Okay. I guess she was ovulating. I don't know. I'm like, okay. So that was from earlier in the day. Now this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, Pepto-Bismol is not going to help ovulation cramps. It's not. not going to help ovulation cramps. So I'm like, you don't need Pepto-Bismol. Like, it's not like you're really sick. You don't have, like, it's not like you have the stomach flu. You don't have diarrhea. You don't have, like, whatever. You don't have any of that stuff. So why do I have to come all the way back upstairs to give you this medication? You don't even need this. Take, like, Advil or something. Oh, I need it. You know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I need medication, blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. So I said, I will meet you halfway on the stairs. I'm not coming all the way upstairs again. Oh, my God. And let me tell you, my dad had told me to tell her that you will meet her halfway. Okay? I will meet her halfway. And I didn't say I wouldn't get it. I didn't say you're on your own type of a thing. I said I will get it for you, but I will meet you halfway. That's what I said. Well, she didn't like that answer. She was sitting in her bed before I came out. Well, let me tell you. That room used to be my room when I lived here. It's a lot cooler. It has better insulation, and it's also the back of the house, so the sun doesn't shine into your bedroom to make it even hotter. So she's sitting in there in a dark room. She's got like 3 fans in the room. She's sitting up there in her bed like freaking Queen Latifah. Okay, she's sitting in there, and she didn't want to get out of bed to meet me halfway. Now, she's not really sick. Remember, these are like ovulation cramps, okay? So it's not like she's like has the stomach flu or anything. She can't get out of bed. No, she didn't get out of bed. So I said, fine, till you come meet me halfway, I'm not coming up there. Oh boy. Well, that has started a huge fight. Okay. She wrote all over her Facebook that I'm a horrible nurse and that, you know, like, I don't know. She was just telling the whole world that, like, it felt like the whole world. She was posting on Facebook of what I did. She was texting my mom at work about what I'm doing. She's talking to my cousins about how terrible I won't bring her medication. Like, she's trying to get all these people to side with her, and they don't know the whole story, okay? All they know is that I didn't bring it to her. That's what they think, even though I was going to bring it to her, meet her halfway. So that blew up out of proportion, and she has blocked me from Facebook. She has blocked my phone number from texting or calling her. I can't text or call her. She's blocked me. She told me that I'm going to be, well, first of all, she told me I'm a horrible nurse and that nobody should go to any hospital that I work at. And she also told me I'm going to be a terrible mom and that she doesn't want anything to do with it. That's what she said, it, which is my child. Okay, she's referring to my child as an it. Okay, she said, don't bring it near me when you have it. I will not do anything for you. I will not help you. I will not watch your child for you. I will not do anything. You are not my sister. Like, I'm disowning you. Like, you're nothing to me. I'm like, what the hell? Over this? Over the fact over the fact that she didn't come meet me halfway for medication? Like, really? You're going to, like, stop being my sister because I didn't bring you medication all the way up to your room? Which was, let me tell you, the 4th time I went up and down those stairs. Okay? Like, come meet me halfway. You are not sick. She wasn't sick. Yeah, so now, you know, definitely don't have her support. Like I said, I don't need it. I don't need her support. You know, I feel like I'm strong enough. I can do this. I'm going to be okay. I have other support people. But it really shocked me because she is turning everyone against me now. Like my family, not my mom or dad. They're cool. My dad pretty much said that she was acting stupid. Tell her she's acting stupid. He told me to text her that before she blocked me. So, this is not my fault. But I'm not here to play the blame game, really. I'm just shocked that she wants nothing to do with it, my child. And she doesn't want to have that relationship with me. So, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, that's what's been going on this week. So that was kind of a blow, because even though you believe in yourself, you know you can do it. You don't need anyone's, your sister or anybody who's negative telling you things, but it doesn't make you feel good. Doesn't make you feel good. So anyways, that was what went on, and I guess as of right now, my child will not have an aunt as of right now, and I don't have a sister. So it's been very awkward being here, and like I said, my room is literally across the way from her, and we just don't talk to each other, and we just walk right by each other, and I kind of hope that she's not here when I go downstairs in the morning, and so it's just kind of strained here right now, but what will be, right? All right. So anyways, guys, I know this is like 31-minute video now, so I just wanted to update you guys. So again, my consult with the fertility clinic will be on May 18th, which is in 2 weeks. So yeah, I will come back and update again after I get more information after my consult. Okay, so guys, please show me some love. If you liked what you just watched, if you like my channel, please subscribe, like my video, leave comments. If you have any questions, let me know what you guys think. If you went through this, what was the consult process like? Is there any specific questions that you guys recommend that I should ask them during the clinic? I do have I do have a list of questions that I had come up with that I was planning on asking them. But if there's anything in particular that you guys had asked them when you went through this process, I would really like to know, if you're willing to share. So have a happy Mother's Day tomorrow, and by the time I post this video, it may already Mother's Day may already be over, but I hope you have, or you did have, based on when I post this video, a good Mother's Day. And bye. Thank you.